Hello, and welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast, the podcast where we help you speak natural, confident English through real conversations. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. And today we are going to talk about something that almost every English learner has experienced, but almost nobody knows how to fix.
Yes, today's question is this: why does your English suddenly disappear when there's pressure? When you're in a job interview, when your boss asks you a question in a meeting, when you're at the airport or on a phone call and the other person is waiting.
You know the words, you've used them before. You can read English, you can write English, you watch English movies without subtitles. But in that moment, your mind goes completely blank. The words are gone.
And the worst part? The moment is over before you can recover. The interview ends, the boss moves on, the cashier hands you the wrong coffee.
Yes, the wrong coffee.
So, in this episode, we're going to do 3 things. First, we're going to explain what is actually happening inside your brain when this happens. And honestly, it's going to surprise you. It has almost nothing to do with English.
Second, we're going to give you a 3-step method you can use the very next time pressure hits. Steps you can practice this week in real situations.
And third, this part is important. We're going to talk about what to do after a freeze, because how you treat yourself in the hours after a bad moment changes how often it happens next time. Most people get this part very wrong.
So this is the full picture: why it happens, how to recover in the moment, and how to slowly make it stop happening over time.
Quickly, before we get started, we made a free PDF transcript for this whole episode. Every word of this conversation written down, plus all 25 vocabulary words you'll hear today with meanings and examples, plus a grammar focus page, plus a homework page.
The link is right there in the description. Click it, download it, and listen with the transcript open. Your brain will absorb the language much faster that way. Especially this episode, because we use a lot of natural, useful English, phrases you can steal and use yourself.
And while we're at it, Mike, let's give people something to do in the comments.
Yes, down in the comments, just one word. Tell us where this happens to you the most. Is it interviews, meetings, phone calls, shops, airports? Just one word.
And then read the other comments. You're going to see you are not alone in this, not even a little bit.
Not at all. Okay, let's get into it.
So let's start by naming the experience properly, because I think when something has a name, it stops feeling like a personal failure. It starts feeling like a thing, a pattern that we can study and fix.
Right.
So the experience we are talking about today, when your English suddenly disappears under pressure, has a name. It's called a freeze response, or in the language of psychology, an amygdala hijack.
Sounds intense.
Does sound intense, but all it really means is your emergency brain has temporarily taken over from your thinking brain. And we'll get to exactly why in a minute.
First, I want to say this happens to everyone. And I really mean everyone. Not just beginners, not just nervous people. It happens to advanced learners. It happens to people who've lived in English-speaking countries for 10 years. It happens to native speakers in their second or third language.
Yes, and here is something interesting and a little bit hard to hear. The people who freeze the most are usually the people who care the most about being correct.
Oh, so perfectionists.
Perfectionists. People who studied English at school where mistakes were corrected. People who are introverts. People who are very intelligent because their brain is doing more checking, more comparing, more thinking. All of that thinking adds pressure to the moment.
So, in a strange way, freezing more is actually a sign of caring more.
It's a sign of caring. It's a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of being someone who wants to do well. So when people say to themselves, I'm just bad at speaking, that's not what's happening. You're not bad. You care too much. And caring is good. We just need to teach your brain how to care without panicking.
Okay, so we know what it is, we know who it happens to. Now, the big question, why does it happen?
Okay, imagine your brain has 2 parts. One part, the front part behind your forehead, this is your thinking brain. It's slow, it's careful, it does language, it does logic, it does. What's a polite way to say this?
Right.
And then there's the other part, deep in the middle of your brain. This part is your emergency brain. Its only job is to keep you alive. It is fast, it is loud, and it doesn't care about grammar.
So when something stressful happens,
The emergency brain takes over. It says something is wrong, stop everything, we might be in danger. And it actually shuts down the thinking brain, including the language part.
Wait. So when I'm in a job interview and my brain is going blank, my brain literally thinks I'm in danger?
Yes, your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat, like a tiger, and a social threat, like a difficult question. It just sees pressure and it reacts.
So my brain thinks the job interviewer is a tiger.
Basically, yes, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is real. Scientists have studied this for decades. Under pressure, blood actually moves away from the language part of your brain. It moves to your muscles in case you need to run.
Wow. Okay, so the words don't come because the brain physically isn't sending power there.
Exactly. The words are still there, your English is still there, but the connection, the bridge, is temporarily broken.
But Sarah, wait, why would the brain treat a job interview or a coffee shop like a tiger? It's so different. The brain should know there's no real danger.
Great question. And here's the answer. Your brain is very, very old. The part of your brain that does emergencies, that part hasn't really updated in a very long time. Maybe 100,000 years, maybe more.
So my brain is running on old software.
Very old software. And in the world that part of your brain was designed for, the things that were dangerous were physical, a wild animal, a fall, an angry neighbor with a sharp object. So that part of your brain learned, if I see something that might hurt me, freeze first, think later.
Right.
But now we don't have those dangers anymore. Most of us anyway. So the emergency brain has nothing to do all day. And then, when it sees something that feels like pressure, a job interview, a meeting, a phone call where someone is waiting, it grabs that signal. It thinks, finally, something to react to. This must be the danger.
So it's not that the brain thinks the job interviewer is a tiger, it's that the brain is searching for a tiger and the interviewer is the closest thing it can find.
Exactly. Beautifully said. The brain isn't broken. The brain is just confused. It has the wrong job in the modern world.
And there are physical signs of this happening, right? Like you can actually feel it before the words go.
Yes, and this is so important because if you can recognize the signs, you can do something about it before the freeze fully arrives. Most people miss the warning signs.
What should they look for?
Your shoulders go up, closer to your ears. Your jaw gets tight. Your hands might feel sweaty. Your mouth might feel suddenly dry. Some people get a tight feeling in their chest. Some people feel their face getting warm.
All of those are familiar feelings, especially the dry mouth one.
The dry mouth is brutal because then, on top of the panic, you also can't form sounds properly.
Exactly.
Now, one question I get asked a lot: why does this feel so much worse in English than in our first language?
Yeah, why is that?
2 reasons. First, your first language is deeper in your brain. You learned it as a child. It's connected to memory, to emotion, to body. So even when the emergency brain takes over, some of your first language survives. It's automatic, like muscle memory.
But your second language, even if you're advanced, lives more in the conscious thinking part.
Yes, so when the thinking part shuts down, the second language goes with it.
And the second reason?
The second reason is the spotlight effect. When we speak our second language, we are already a little more self-aware. We're thinking, am I saying this right? Do I sound okay? What does my accent sound like? That self-watching adds pressure on top of pressure, and the brain says, too much, shutting down.
So basically, your English doesn't disappear. Your brain disconnects from it for a few seconds, sometimes longer.
Right. And here's the most important thing I want you to take from this part of the conversation. When this happens to you, the freeze, the blank mind, the panic, it is not a sign that your English is bad. It is a sign that your nervous system is doing what every human nervous system does. It's actually proof that your brain works correctly. It's just being a little too careful.
Which means the solution is also not what you think.
Exactly. Because most people, when this happens, they decide, I need more vocabulary, or I need more grammar, or I need more practice conversations.
And those things are all good, but they don't fix this problem.
They don't, because this isn't an English problem. This is a brain problem, and brain problems need brain solutions.
And before we get into the method, I just want to say one thing. Some people listening might be thinking, okay, but I've tried things before. Breathing, calming techniques, they didn't work.
Yeah, that's a fair thing to say.
And I think the difference here is the method we're going to share is not about calming yourself. It's not about meditation. It's not about positive thinking.
Right, because if you've ever tried to calm down in the middle of a panic moment, you know it doesn't work. Telling yourself to calm down is like telling a child not to cry. It often makes things worse.
So what is this method then?
It's a set of 3 small physical and verbal actions, things you actually do, not things you feel. The actions send specific signals to your brain, and the brain responds automatically by switching the language part back on. You don't need to feel calm. You don't need to feel confident. You just need to do the steps.
I like that. It's mechanical, almost like a checklist.
It is a checklist, and that's the beauty of it. Even when you're panicking, you can still follow a checklist because the checklist doesn't ask you to feel anything. It just asks you to do.
Okay, so this is the part everyone has been waiting for. We have 3 steps. You don't need a notebook. You don't need to memorize anything complicated. These are 3 things you can do in the moment when you feel your English starting to disappear.
And they go in order: body, mind, words. Always in that order, because if you skip the first one, the others won't work.
Why?
Because you can't think your way out of panic. You can't override your nervous system with logic. If you try, it backfires. The first step has to come from your body. Then your mind follows.
Okay, step 1, the body reset.
Step 1. The moment you feel your English starting to leave, and you'll know the feeling now because we just talked about it, shoulders up, jaw tight, breath getting shallow. The very first thing you do before you try to speak is one slow breath out, through your mouth, slightly slower than feels normal.
Out, not in.
Out first, because when we panic, we hold our breath, and holding your breath sends a signal to your brain. The danger is real. One slow breath out tells the brain, actually, we're fine, we can relax.
Oh, so it's not a relaxation technique. It's a signal to the brain.
It's a signal. And here's what's amazing. It works in less than 1 second. You don't need to take 10 deep breaths. You don't need to meditate. One slow breath out is enough to start switching the system back on.
And some people, when they hear breathe, they think, okay, take a big deep breath in. Is that the same thing?
No, actually, that can make it worse.
Really?
Yes, because if you take a big breath in, like a fast one, it can feel like you're bracing yourself, like you're about to do something hard. The body reads it as prepare for danger. But a slow breath out, that's the opposite. That signals the danger has passed.
Wow, the small detail matters.
It does. Out before in, always. And don't make it dramatic. Don't try to be obvious. A small, slow breath out, almost invisible. The whole point is that this is something only you notice. The other person sees a thoughtful, calm person. Inside, you're doing a quick reset.
And then, after the breath?
After the breath, drop your shoulders. Just let them fall and feel your feet on the floor.
My feet on the floor.
I know it sounds silly, but this is called grounding yourself. It's a real thing. When you notice your feet, your physical body in the room, you remind your brain, I am here, I am safe, there is no tiger.
And how long does this whole step take?
2 seconds, maximum. Breath out, shoulders down, feet on floor. That's the whole step. The other person watching you will not even notice. They might think you're just thinking about your answer.
Okay, step 2.
Step 2 is what I call the anchor phrase. And this is my favorite step because this is the one that gives you confidence even before you're confident.
Tell me.
An anchor phrase is one short, simple sentence in English that you have ready in your pocket. Always. It's a phrase that you can say without thinking, a phrase that gives you 3 or 4 extra seconds to recover.
Like a safety phrase.
A safety phrase, exactly. Because here's what happens. When your brain goes blank, you have 2 choices. You can stand there in silence, which makes the panic worse.
Right, because then you're just listening to the silence.
Yes, or you can speak. Just speak, even if it's not the answer yet, just to break the silence and give your brain time to come back.
So what would be a good anchor phrase?
Different ones for different moments. Let me give you my favorites. For a difficult question, that's a really good question. Let me think for a moment.
That's a really good question. Let me think for a moment.
6 seconds. Just bought yourself 6 seconds. And during those 6 seconds, your body reset is happening. Your thinking brain is coming back online.
Give me another one.
For a casual moment, a shop, a quick exchange. Sorry, could you say that one more time?
Beautiful. Even native speakers say that all the time.
All the time. It's not a non-native phrase. It's a human phrase. And while you say it, you're breathing, you're grounding, and the next time the question comes, your brain is caught up.
What about a meeting, a more professional moment?
Just to make sure I understand correctly. And then you repeat back what they said. Just to make sure I understand correctly, you'd like me to send the report by Friday?
Oh, so you're doing 2 things at once. You're getting time, and you're showing the other person that you're thinking carefully.
Yes, which actually makes you sound more intelligent, not less. That's the magic. The anchor phrase makes you look thoughtful while it's also saving your brain.
What about phone calls? Phone calls are hard because there's no body language, no face.
Phone calls are the worst because all the pressure is on the words. So a great anchor phrase for a phone call is, "Sorry, the line is a little unclear. Could you say that one more time?"
Even when the line is perfect?
Even when the line is perfect. Nobody knows. Phones are weird. People accept it. And it gives you those crucial seconds.
So, everyone listening, pick one anchor phrase, maybe 2, and practice them at home, out loud until they come automatically.
Out loud is important because if you only practice them in your head, they won't come out under pressure. The mouth needs to remember.
The mouth needs to remember. I love that. Okay, step 3, the last one.
Step 3, the chunk recovery. Now, this one is for after you've started speaking, but you feel yourself losing your train of thought. The words are coming, but they're starting to fall apart.
Like mid-sentence, you're going and suddenly the next word.
Yes, the next word disappears, or you can't remember what you were trying to say. This is where most people make a big mistake.
What's the mistake?
They try to start the whole sentence again from the beginning. They go, "Sorry, what I mean is, sorry, let me start again. I think, sorry."
Oh, and that just makes it worse.
Much worse, because every time you restart, your brain has to rebuild the whole sentence. It panics more. The chunks get smaller and smaller.
So what's the right thing to do?
The right thing is what I call chunking forward. You don't restart, you finish the small chunk you can finish, then you take a small breath, then you start a new small chunk.
Show me. Give me an example.
Okay, imagine you're in a meeting and you want to say, "I think we should consider the marketing budget before making any decisions about the project." That's one long sentence, 12 words.
Yeah.
Now imagine your brain glitches. Halfway through, the word budget disappears. Most people would go, sorry, I meant, sorry, let me start, I think, sorry.
Yes, painful.
Instead, you do this. You finish the chunk you have. I think we should consider the marketing side of things, then a small, natural pause, and then maybe make decisions about the project.
Oh, so you didn't restart. You just kept moving forward in smaller pieces.
Smaller pieces, and you replaced the missing word with a slightly different one. The marketing side of things instead of the marketing budget. And it's still completely correct, still completely natural.
And this is what native speakers actually do.
All the time. Native speakers lose words constantly. We just don't restart. We chunk forward. We use a slightly different word. We finish the thought.
Can we talk a bit more about the replacement word part?
Yes, so I call this the cousin word trick. Every word in English has cousins, words that mean almost the same thing. When the word you want disappears, you reach for a cousin instead. It might not be exactly perfect, but it works.
Give me some examples.
If complicated disappears, you might say difficult. If frustrated disappears, you might say a little annoyed. If appreciate disappears, you might say really like. If opportunity disappears, you might say chance.
And these are all words a B1 or B2 learner already knows perfectly.
Already knows. The brain just can't reach the bigger word in that moment. So instead of fighting for the bigger word, you grab the cousin. And here's the secret. Native speakers don't notice the difference. The communication is the same. The conversation moves forward.
I love this because it gives people permission to use simpler words instead of feeling like they failed.
You did not fail. You found a different path. That is what fluency actually is. Fluency isn't using the perfect word every time. Fluency is keeping the conversation alive no matter what.
That's beautiful, actually.
And once you accept that, once you stop trying to be perfect, the panic gets quieter because the brain isn't searching for the one right word anymore. It's free to find any path forward. Okay, so that's the method. Body, anchor, chunks. Let's make it real now. Mike, can I put you on the spot?
Oh no, what's happening?
Tell us about a moment recently when this happened to you.
Okay, yeah, I have one. Last week, video call. Person I really respect, senior person in industry. About 2 minutes in after the small talk, they asked me, "So Mike, what's your view on where this industry is heading in the next 5 years?"
Big question, important person, camera on.
Camera on. And I felt the freeze coming. Shoulders up, mouth dry, the works.
What did you do?
I tried to start answering immediately. Well, the thing is, sorry, let me 3 or 4 restarts. It was bad. I thought about it for 2 days afterwards.
Right, so that's the spiral. Every restart made the next one harder. Now, let's rewind. Same moment, same question, but now you know the method.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Step 1, the question lands, you feel the freeze starting. Slow breath out, drop the shoulders, notice your body in the chair. 2 seconds. Step 2, anchor phrase. That's a really interesting question. Let me think about how to put this. 6 seconds. The senior person nods. They think you're being thoughtful. Inside, your thinking brain is coming back online.
And by the time I start speaking, I've actually had 8 or 9 seconds to find the answer.
Yes, and then you start. And if a word disappears mid-sentence, step 3, chunk forward. Don't restart. In the next few years, I think we'll see some pretty big changes in small breath, some pretty big changes in cousin word for whatever disappeared.
And the call doesn't fall apart.
And the call doesn't fall apart. Same brain, same English, same person. Just a different relationship with the moment.
Okay, Sarah, your turn. When was the last time this happened to you?
Actually, about a month ago. Small thing, but it counts. I was at the dentist, new dentist, and he asked me a quick question about my medical history while he had the tools in his hand. Some technical word, I can't even remember what now, and I just blanked.
What did you do?
Honestly, at first I panicked. I tried to answer too fast. I said something nonsensical. And then I caught myself and I said, "Sorry, can I just take a second?" Which is basically my anchor phrase. He said, "Of course." And in those 2 seconds, my brain came back. I gave the proper answer.
And how did you feel afterwards?
I felt fine, actually, because I noticed myself recovering. That's the difference. 2 years ago, I would have replayed that moment for hours. Why did I freeze? My English is bad. I should know that word. Now, I just notice it and I move on.
And that part, what you do after a freeze, is actually the most important part of all of this.
Yes, so we've talked about how to recover during a freeze, but what about after? Because sometimes you don't catch it in time. Sometimes the freeze happens and you don't manage the 3 steps. The conversation just ended badly or awkwardly.
It happens to everyone, like my video call last week.
Right, and what you do in the hours and days after a freeze, That matters more than people realize, because the wrong reaction can actually train your brain to freeze more next time.
Wait, so how I think about a freeze afterwards, that affects future freezes?
Yes, hugely. After a freeze, most people do one of two things. Option 1, they replay the moment in their head over and over. Why did I freeze? I'm so stupid. My English is terrible. I shouldn't have spoken. I should have prepared more.
Yeah, we all do that. I did that for 2 days last week.
Right, but here's what's happening in your brain when you do. You are teaching your brain speaking English equals threat. Speaking English equals shame. Speaking English equals failure.
Wow.
And the next time you're in a similar situation, your brain remembers and it panics earlier. The freeze comes faster. The cycle gets stronger.
What's option 2?
Option 2 is the opposite. You notice the freeze, you feel a little embarrassed. That's okay, that's human. But then you say to yourself very quickly, that happened. I'm okay. My brain was just being protective. Next time, I'll try the breath. And then you move on.
That sounds simple, but it's not, is it?
It's not. It takes practice. The brain wants to replay. The brain wants to criticize. But every time you choose option 2, every time you treat yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you're actually retraining your nervous system. You're teaching your brain, speaking English is okay. Even when it goes badly, I am safe.
And over time, that changes how the brain responds in the moment.
Over time, yes, the freezes get shorter, they get less frequent, and the recovery, when it happens, gets faster. But this only works if you're kind to yourself afterwards.
I think this is probably the most important part of this whole episode, honestly.
I think so too, because the technique we taught is great, but the technique only works inside a brain that feels safe. And the only way to make your brain feel safe about English is to be kind to it, even when you mess up, especially when you mess up.
Be kind to your brain.
Be kind to your brain. It's doing its best.
Okay, last thing before we wrap up. We want you to actually do something this week so you can start practicing in real life.
3 small things, not big, small.
Go.
First, pick your anchor phrase. Just one, something you would actually say. Write it down, say it out loud 10 times in front of the mirror. It might feel silly. Do it anyway. The mouth needs to remember.
Second,
The next time you feel pressure when speaking English, even small pressure, practice the breath out. Just the breath, not the whole technique yet, just the breath. Get used to noticing the moment.
and third,
And this is the hardest one, the next time you have a freeze that goes badly, be kind to yourself afterwards. Just one sentence in your head. My brain was being protective. I'm okay. Next time will be better.
That's hard.
It's the hardest part, but it's the most powerful one. If you do those 3 things this week, your relationship with speaking English will start to change. I promise you.
And let us know in the comments how it goes. We genuinely want to hear.
Okay, let's recap really quickly. 3 steps when your English starts to disappear. Step 1, body reset. Slow breath out, shoulders down, feet on the floor. 2 seconds.
Step 2, anchor freeze. One short sentence you have ready that buys you time. Practice it out loud at home until it comes automatically.
Step 3, chunk recovery. Don't restart sentences. Finish small chunks. Take small breaths. Replace missing words with cousin words. Keep moving forward.
And remember, this happens to everyone. It's not a sign your English is bad. It's a sign your brain is working. It's just being a little overprotective.
And if this video helped you, if even one part of it made you go, oh, that's me, please leave us a comment. We read every single one. And tell me your one-word answer from the beginning. Where does this happen to you?
And one more thing. If you haven't watched our episode, How to Train Your Brain to Think in English, go watch that next. It pairs perfectly with this one. The brain method we talked about there is the foundation. This episode is what to do when the foundation isn't enough yet.
Don't forget the free PDF transcript. It's in the description. Vocabulary, full conversation, grammar focus, homework, all free.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. I know you have a lot of options and you chose to be here with us, working on your English. That means a lot.
It really does. We'll see you. Same time, same place. Take care of yourselves. And the next time your English starts to disappear, breathe out. You've got this.
Bye.